What's going on everyone, GHJ TV here, back for another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing England's Euro 2016 campaign, starting with the Russia result, ending with Iceland result, and also I'm going to talk about what's best going forward in my opinion for England, who I think is the next best manager option as Roy Hodgson's just resigned. So yeah, let's get into it. So going into the tournament, I did have really high hopes for England. I thought we could get to maybe the semis or the quarters. You know, we had a really young, energetic squad, one of the youngest at the competition, and I thought we could really do something this year. And you know, because our team's got a lot better quality since the 2014 World Cup, in my opinion. So I thought we stood a much better chance. But then, obviously, you never know. Roy Hodgson's in charge, and some of the decisions he made throughout the tournament were just abysmal. So the first result that I'm going to talk about is the Russia game. So the first result was England 1, Russia 1. And I thought, you know, watching the game, I thought we played really well. You know, we was getting in really good scoring opportunities. We was creating very good chances. Adam Lallana was playing well. Kane was playing well, but he just didn't have his shooting boots on. You know, players like Rooney was playing well in centre mid, you know, dictating the play. Dyer was doing his thing in CDM. So I thought we played very well. We just couldn't find that finishing product. And then we got that free kick on the edge of the box. Dyer put it in the top corner. Great free kick. Russia didn't cause no threat throughout the whole game until the 90th minute when they're like 6'5" centre back. You know, he leaps over, I think it was Danny Rose at the time. Leaps over Danny Rose, and Joe Hart can't do anything except watch it go over his head. And they nick a last minute equaliser, which obviously all England fans and players were probably down at the time, and we had to pick ourselves back up for the next game, which was against Wales. So talking about the result against Wales, which finished 2-1 to England, we started off pretty slow in my opinion. I thought, you know, we didn't create as much of a threat as we did as we looked against Russia, but obviously Wales, to be fair, at this point Wales were looking very good. They was looking lively. Ramsey and Bale were pulling the strings. Joe Allen was playing well, and they got that free kick very far out, about 30-35 yards out. And we're all thinking this has got to be a comfortable save for Joe Hart. Bale hits it over the wall and it's somehow found the back of the net, which, you know, I don't know how. All credit to Bale, great free kick, but I think Joe Hart should have really done a lot better with that. But going into the second half, we come out and we looked like we wanted it. We looked like the team that actually wanted to, you know, win the game and get all 3 points, because it's crucial getting 3 points in the Euros because there's only 3 games in the group stages. And then Roy Hodgson finally made 2 subs at half time. He brought on Vardy and Sturridge, and that completely changed the game. Obviously, in the 90th minute, sorry, not in the 90th minute. I think it was around the 55th minute. Vardy, you know, quite a lucky goal to be fair, because I think Sturridge put the cross in, and it come off Ashley Williams and fell to Vardy, and he tucked it away. Stayed cool and composed, and made it 1-1. And then in the 90th minute, Daniel Sturridge, very lucky guy in my opinion. It somehow found it into the near post, and obviously it sent the nation wild. But a very good victory that was against Wales, and we should have really pushed on from there. Going into the last game against Slovakia, which ended 0-0, all we had to do was put at least 1 goal past Slovakia and keep a clean sheet, and we'd have topped the group, and we would have had a slightly easier run to the final. Obviously, we're England and we made it hard for ourselves. We didn't score against Slovakia, a very frustrating game. I think Roy Hodgson went with Vardy and Sturridge instead of Kane this time. And it didn't really change much, because when he brung Vardy and Sturridge on against Wales, that sort of was an impact. They were impact substitutions, and when he started them, they didn't have the same impact on the game. So maybe a decision that Roy Hodgson got wrong again, maybe not, but a very frustrating game, and this one finished 0-0 and we come second in the group. It's going into the last game now, which was England versus Iceland, which finished 2-1 to Iceland. I mean, how can we lose to Iceland? I mean, you've got to think about that in your head. Iceland, you know, come on, England have got to be... To concede a goal against Iceland is bad, let alone lose to them. I mean, Jesus Christ. We started off the game well. Sterling was pulling the strings. He obviously won the penalty. Rooney tucked it away very nicely, very good penalty. And then 2 minutes later, I've just about to sit back down in my seat. and it's 1-1, and you know everyone's just in shock at the time, and how it's poor. I think this one was purely down to Kyle Walker. I think they put the cross in, or it might have been a long ball forward. I can't really remember exactly, but Walker was out of position completely, and he left his man unmarked, and he just tucked it away. He made it 1-1, and then Slovakia made it 2-1 in the 18th minute, and it was again a poor error by Joe Hart, and maybe it's time for Forster to come in, because Joe Hart just looked he had 5 saves to make this tournament, Joe Hart, and 4 of them went in, so it just proves maybe he's losing it a bit as he's getting a bit older. But he's got to be saving that. I mean, I probably would have saved it if I was in goal. I think anyone would have saved it. Anyone in the country you could put in goal, and they would have saved it. So, poor goalkeeping error by Joe Hart, and we go out to Iceland in the round of 16. So that's the end of the video, guys. Make sure if you enjoyed it and liked what I had to say, that you leave a like and comment below what your thoughts are on England's tournament. Obviously very disappointing, but if you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.